Yeah, I gotta check out one more thing that's gonna bug me. It's a little bit further than where I was, but like I said in my post, I needed to go yesterday because I went to some specific areas, and I've been untangling the timeline, and it's sort of wild, but it's complete Gemini misdirection. So I gotta go check this spot out today. I actually turned this spot into FBI, not like they're gonna listen, but I need to go see what it looks like. I will. I always do. I haven't done the reading yet. I haven't had a chance. I've been on the road 3 days this week, so I haven't had a chance to do it. Basically, I mean, you know, the cards just back up everything and give a little bit more, but I have no idea. Honestly, I haven't gotten any indication on that, so the remains revealed card means it's possible, but you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, no, I was supposed to get it work on it today, but I needed to, I just haven't had time. I haven't been home. And then when I went home last night, like I was still talking to Tracy and I passed out. All my cats climbed on me like they were grounding me or something. Well, not all of them, but a few of them. And I freaking passed out with Tracy on the phone. So I haven't had a chance. I have to, because I'm having to borrow money from my mom. And I'm going to have to pay her back. So I'm going to have to do a live soon. So I'm going to have to, you know, focus on some other stuff here in a bit, but I had to check this out today because kind of had like another epitome, which is kind of how it happens with me, like, you know, going and feeling where you know, it happened at, going and feeling where people are connected to, seeing what's even possible in terms of, you know, I thought she was a little bit closer, but I think that has to do with the fact that I think that she was like left in her house and he came back. That's what everything's pointing to. I had kind of like another epitome today. Like that's been happening to me lately. Where like I'm like sitting with stuff and then all of a sudden something will hit me and I'll be like, oh my God, that's happening. Aries, it's like the fog, because it used to be in Pisces, the fog is kind of burning off with stuff, and I'm receiving things a little bit differently. So I'm receiving them more like claircognizant with visions instead of how I used to. So what people have to understand is that my gifts are evolving, and it's much easier for me to sit with myself and my tools and figure things out that way without all the noise of other people. I had somebody comment about they miss me doing mediumship live. And while that's great, and you get a lot of information, you get to watch the process, it's not always what I've noticed the best thing, because people in lives can't keep their minds or their thoughts to themselves, or their voices or their opinions. And then you have the issue with the sitters that I have. It's just sometimes I have to sit and detangle it, and that's the way I'm supposed to work. I cannot work without a mirror unless somebody tries to download very quickly. Like for instance, when Nancy first came in, and when Isabella came in and she gave all personal things. Sometimes that does happen, but I have to have something to bounce off of. People have to understand everybody works differently. This is more psychic forensic instead of just mediumship. This is a deeper level of my work. So with Pluto and Aquarius, that's been a shift and change. That's just the way that it is. Yeah. So do you guys want to hear? So this is all going to come out in my reading anyways, but this is my opinion from my detangling of the timeline as to what I feel transpired that night, allegedly. Okay. So allegedly, I feel like he went to go drop her off. An altercation happened at the door. It might have even started in the vehicle where he started asking for something and they started, you know, maybe kind of going back and forth about it. When she told him no, that's when he got upset. You know, he may have hit her or whatever. That's the blood. Then he dragged her inside, allegedly. I feel at that point she was maybe placed in her bed or stayed there for, put her somewhere. I think maybe in her bed or something like that. Put her there. Then he left. This is the garage door opening at 9:45. This is when he goes home. He puts his phone back, and I'm at home. I have an alibi. I left at 9:45. Leaving his phone there, he goes back at 2 o'clock, breaks in. This is the break-in of the back door. Makes it look like a break-in. Then, at the time when I've heard different things about the whole pacemaker. Sometimes it can still go after someone passes away. Sometimes you can put like the watch on like a dog or something that's moving or whatever to keep it going. He's a biology teacher. He's smart. He's intelligent. He knows this kind of things, right? So this is when he goes back. He disconnects the watch. At the time, probably goes back a little bit before 2, but wraps her up, all of that, because I feel like there's bed sheets involved. Wrapping. Because there's definitely nothing good in the chart or the cards or anything to suggest that she's alive and kicking somewhere. But, and I hate to say that. I hope I'm wrong on that, but knowing how I felt during the live. So then, 2 o'clock, he does that. He smashes the cameras at 2:12. He knows it happened at the front door, so that's why he takes that camera. And he stages all of this. Then he did not put his car in the garage this time. He parked somewhere else. I don't know, because I haven't been to the house, because every time I go there's tons of cars and I ain't trying to have my car go on a live stream. Yeah, I don't know if it was, but that's what I'm thinking. So now that you're validating that, that's interesting. So then that's when he just takes her. So it's thank you so much, I appreciate it. So that's where the timeline is off, and I actually feel like it happened, before 9:45. The 9:45 is, you could say, I dropped her off and I left and I went home. This is a timeline manipulation that Gemini is known for, the misdirections that they're known for. So then he takes her, and I think this is why I'm getting 2 different places in the cards, and the second place is further away. This is why I kept getting close, because she was close at that time, and I get multiple locations. So she was there. He may have even put her somewhere else in the process before he put her where he thinks he put her. So this place that he went to, because I keep getting familiar area and some other things, and I don't want to say where it is. I don't want anybody on to me, just in case. But it's a place that he would have to know, that he could go without GPS. I try not to listen to other people. I'm going off of my cards, astrology, and my visions. So I do feel like she's in a sandy area. And it is a place that he could get to easily without GPS, because I feel like he left his phone at home. This is the whole point of, I'm at home, I'm sleeping, my phone's here. This is all the manipulation of everything. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It could have happened. It started at the door because she was going in and he got pissed off because she said no. So it started there and ended in the house. Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is why this is what's been bugging me, is this fucking timeline. Because I knew it was off, but I didn't know by how much, and so this is why I'm getting multiple locations in the cards, and why I was wanting to stay by the house, because I don't know if and this is another thing. I went by a suspect's house yesterday, which I probably was seen, and I got a headache as soon as I entered the zone, the energetic zone. When I was trying to leave, and I don't know if this was the still I hit the boundary of the energetic zone, or or something else happened in that area, but I felt like I was having a stroke. I had a headache, and I had my whole face was I felt like it was all numb and stuff. So yeah. Once I left the area, I was fine. So that's where I kind of need to go over there. That's why I kind of needed to do what I needed to do yesterday, because I needed to look at a couple places that they don't look the same on the map. That's why I was telling Tracy, I was like, dude, 2024 does not look like, and so I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense, because I was getting the close to last known and the chart was pulling in close, but there is ninth house stuff that can make it go a little bit further the deeper that I looked. So yeah, I'm looking for, I know exactly where I'm going, but I just need to see, and I know it was a hit in the head because I got blunt force trauma in the cards, but besides that, on that live where she came in, because what happened was the EMF spiked, and then I got nauseous, and then I started getting visions, and that's when I got the vision of, like I said, Nancy, and then someone below her, so a son and son-in-law, somebody that was like a son, and then I got hit in the head, and then there might be some asphyxiation, because that's also in the cards, to finish, and then there's the, because I think she did put up a little bit of a fight. Girl was feisty. Woman was feisty. And, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. And then I was getting, not far from a road, a sandy area, but I couldn't see it. It was very blurry. So I've had to kind of do some more astral work and stuff, and I keep pulling specific cards that's led me to this location. And I literally sent a tip to the FBI today, and I said, this is what I think happened. Not like you're going to listen to me, but this is what I think happened. You probably already know. Hopefully you do. And this is the area you guys should check out, and I'm going to search there today. So we'll see if they listen. I gave them a head start. No. But I do think he had some kind of debt, something that he was wanting money for, and I do think she knew things about him. Maybe she found something out financially or whatever. It's really weird because according to Tracy and her investigations, the houses that they own are expensive ass houses on a teacher's salary. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, no, there's no indications of life. And then this is why he did the whole, let's fake now the person in California, I don't think it's related. It could just be, let me jump in on this, right? My birthday's not until the 12th, but I was just saying the pacemaker went off at 2:12, and I thought it was interesting because my birthday's 2:12, and I was doing something the other night at 2:12 regarding her case, so I just thought it was interesting. That's all. Just a weird, little connection. And we have all the crossover from Isabella's case. Perpetrator's a Gemini. Lots of misdirection. There's similarities in that. Yeah. I'm getting a little brazen with these freaking law enforcement. I don't know. I should probably shut up. Yeah, or they could have taken a loan or something from her and didn't want to pay it back. I don't know. The only thing that doesn't make sense is if it only had to do with inheritance. Why? I mean, they have to have a body for inheritance, right? So that's the only thing that kind of doesn't make sense. But it's almost like he had to cover his tracks. And that's why the staged break-in at 2 o'clock, because he has to stage somebody breaking in. He knows he was the last one seen, so he has to go plant an alibi and everything else. Yeah, no, the house is $600 and something thousand. So on a teacher's salary, I don't know, that's kind of weird. Just saying. Yeah, hopefully, I haven't seen Tracy pop in here, but she's been talking to me so that I'm not by myself. So that's like, he knew about the pacemaker and then being able to track it. That's why he kind of left it, but he also wanted to fix the timeline. He wanted to make the digital footprint at the house so that he could stage the break-in. But what he's forgetting is, like, a stranger would not know where those cameras and shit were. And like I said, it's so freaking dark out there. No way could a stranger freaking find her house. Dude, I got lost yesterday trying to get to it. There's 500 different roads that go different ways. The people were all really nice. They were looking at me and smiling, and I just really felt like I was out of place there, honestly. But yeah. Yep. But this is why we're trying to start a nonprofit, because we investigate. She does the investigative part and sometimes the intuitive part. And, I'm untangling the shit. And with Gemini perpetrators, let me tell you, the misdirection is bullshit. But this is kind of the same thing I was having a problem with in Isabella's case, because Isabella's case is the same thing. And like, there was stuff that was bothering me about that case that I couldn't let go. And so I just like kept digging until it like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, oh my gosh, I get it now. It's kind of the same thing with her. Like, I get it, because that whole timeline was driving me crazy. The whole, 9:45 the thing leaves. That's why he could have said, hey, I brought her home. We parked in the garage, right? Then I left. This is why the garage door opened, because I went home, because he said he dropped her off at 9:45. So that's why the garage goes off at 9:45. But it happened before that. I want to say, earlier. There's an earlier timeline of this happening. And it doesn't take long to get from that house. They have two houses. So I was kind of confused on what house they actually live in. But there was stuff going on over at that house yesterday. They had camera stuff out. And so I don't know if they did, like, that's where they did the whatever at. But, yeah, they're probably thinking this crazy lady in a freaking orange Jeep driving around for 2 days in a row. Well, I don't think he meant to unalive her. I think an argument turned into something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure that was the full intention at the time. And it's a place he knew. Like I said, he didn't need his GPS to get there, because he's not going to take his phone and ping. He just went through all of this to manipulate the timeline. He's not going to take his phone with him. Why is my car like not putting out cool air? It's hot. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it escalated. Yeah, they didn't even do the thing at her church. I don't know. I find that kind of freaking odd, honestly. I find it odd that they're going to church for 30 years. Like, they didn't do the thing at her church. It's kind of weird. Well, that's what the other thing that I was making the other day. So like I said, she was gone and staged in the home, and then a break-in occurred later, and he took her out. So if you're going to kidnap somebody and you want to keep them alive, you don't leave their meds. And who's going to jump into... This is a house of, like, ritzy ass... I'm telling you, like, they are well off. So who's going to break in and go deep into this area that is hard to get to in the freaking dark and take a grandma? For what? Like, it makes no logical sense. Oh, his wife knows some stuff. I'm not thinking she's directly involved, but I think she's definitely in the chart as being, in a way, So She knows, I think. But there's a whole fucking stellium with Capricorn, so that's definitely the area that I'm looking for anyways. Which Capricorn also rules old people, but... I can't read long comments, guys. You have to make them shorter. And I might like start losing you like I did yesterday because I'm going in the mountains. The Prowler could have even been him, like, staging, but it could just not even be unrelated. Honestly. A Prowler's not going to break in and steal a grandma. No. This is not Stranger. This is... I can't look later. It doesn't really ever do the replays, I don't think. Can you make the comments on the, like, the comment thing? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She might, like, she has her feelings, but I think she's kind of torn, but I don't know. There could have been some escalation. So it's interesting. I think Tracy said that, like, wasn't Nancy's birthday, like, the first? Was this a, which makes it really sad. Yeah, well, I don't know if they have another card. Look, I'm telling you, don't listen to that. It's not a fucking stranger. It's not a stranger, period. There's nothing in the chart to indicate stranger. There's nothing in the cards to indicate stranger. He literally knew where the cameras were. Oh, okay, the 27th. Yeah, that's sad. Like, he literally knew where the cameras were. They were put there hidden. So, no. There's not some random people that drove up and stole her out of this property, out of all the houses they could have went to, and offer some freaking Bitcoin ransom. Like, no. Yeah, it's family. I said that since the beginning, before any of that came out, because I told you, in the live, Spirit showed me, and I was like, well, I guess I have to work this because I wasn't given a choice. But they showed me in mediumship, when you have somebody below, you have, that's like a son or like a son, a son-in-law. They're below the person in spirit. And that's how they showed him. And I just knew. And I got off the live and I went to Tracy and I said, Tracy, I think it's like son-in-law, whatever you can find. She's like, well, the son-in-law lives in Tucson. I said, well, there you go. And so then she did some research, and then we connected some things in the chart that connect to him. Literally, teachers in the chart, literally in the cards, just saying, allegedly. So, yeah. Anyways. But that's what I've been detangling. And then so yesterday I had to come up and just check some spots out because they look different on the map of what I was looking for. And like I said, things kept playing close, but now I'm thinking it was a multiple, like, because I'm getting multiple location cards. So I'm thinking there's definitely a move signature in the chart. So I don't even know if, like, he put her somewhere else in the meantime and then took her where I think he took her, or if he took her that night. He could have waited till it got a little bit lighter. That's for sure. Definitely a lingering feeling around there, because the media, as soon as I hit by her house, like, there's an energetic shift. But like I said, I had a really bad energetic shift over by his house. Like, I thought I was having a stroke. So it could have even been partly that happened. They don't have evidence. You have to have evidence. They probably have. Didn't they tow Annie's car? Look, they have to. This is why they're playing the game. Because if they let him know that they're onto him, that's why, like, when it leaked, it leaked that this was happening, or it leaked that, like, they were looking at him or whatever. That was a leak. And it shouldn't have been leaked, but it was leaked. So then they had to backtrack. So do I really think that they think that some stranger came in there and took him? No. Any detective is going to say this has to be someone familiar because of the cameras and specifically. And knowing the area. You can't just go find that house. Like, I'm telling you. That is like a maze through there. And in the dark with no lights, no freaking way. You have to know exactly where you're going. And somebody's not going to go pick a grandma to abduct for however much Bitcoin out of all this. Why do you think that they're offering what do you call it? A reward? They're not going to confirm it. They have the story. They don't want him to know they're onto him. And he had plenty of time to come backstage the scene, clean up, all of that. But as long as that watch was like near her, it can stay connected from my understanding. I did some research on it. Didn't she have a dog or something like that? But yeah, I just need to go see this area today. Because I just need to see how it looks on the map and what I feel and all of that. Because I think it's significant. Like that day or before. Oh, that's sad. There's a way to manipulate those watches and stuff, though. So. And I might run out of I might get like weird service because, like I said, I'm in the mountains. So, and now I'm in. You lost your voice, Tracy. Saltwater. And you know how I feel about lots and lots of vitamin C. Did you get my messages? While you were sleeping, I was detangling. Well, I went to sleep detangling and I woke up detangling. I'm like, because I have to, like, when I've been waking up at like 8, I have to stay up because if I go back to sleep, my whole day's screwed for late. Yep, and there's definitely caretaking in the chart too, so just saying. But Tracy, I told you specifically where I need to go, and I think that's why your REM pod went off that day. I just needed to like see some things because it wasn't making sense. The area that I've been looking in, it just wasn't making sense. But I think it's because she was close and then she was moved. Oh, okay. Well, you look. That's why I'm going back out because I need to see this place because, yeah, I need to see this place. And it's not as far as we originally thought either. Justice is lazy. Justice, you're lazy, please. He's probably mad because he was in the freaking car most of the day yesterday while I was driving around. Not really much walking yesterday. Yep, because I pulled more cards, so it was like it stopped kind of like at the close known, and stuff like that. But then I ended up pulling up cards that were like basically left at the house and then moved later further away to a remote area where me and you were discussing. Because I'll tell you why. I don't want to say it here because I don't want anybody to know where I'm going, just in case. Who knows? I mean, Brian Koberger watched my stuff, so you never know. And then that one card that I kept telling you about that like was repeating and then familiar. This is why I'm thinking like he left his phone at home and so he knew where he was going. No, I'm probably the reason that her voice doesn't work because we stay on the phone for like 6, 7 hours, 10 hours. So she stays on the phone with me so I'm not by myself. Oh, thank you. You don't have to thank me though, girl. It's definitely soul-led work. And Neptune and Aries is in my 3rd house. So that's like short trips. It's like get going. Aries is action. So, it's literally my 3rd house of speaking, public, short trips. So these short trips back to back. There's definitely, I picked the rooted tree card, so she could be among like trees and bushes. Like that, we have a lot of these mesquite trees out here. I don't know that there's so much cactus out there. That's why I need to go see because like here, like the high desert, we have like more mesquite than cactus, like mesquite and brush. So, but yesterday, like down the street from her house, there was a lot of, or his house, there was a lot of cactus. So I think it just depends on what they've planted and what they've allowed to grow. Like I don't have a lot of cactuses in my yard. I get like one sometimes, but I get these other things. I don't know what they're called, like yucca bushes, I think, and like mesquite trees. Yeah, I got the ravine card. So ravine can be also like a wash, things like that. So it's a similar thing. They can, but not now. But you know what road is over there, dude? Like, it's the road that we kept talking about, that we kept seeing. That's over there. I don't know if you saw it. The C word. No, I mean, the thing is people have to understand. When it comes to location and things like that, like we're only given what we're meant to have, including spirit boxes. They can't usually give exact location unless they're supposed to be found that way. Like there's divine timing to things, there's soul contracts to things, there's a way that things are supposed to work out. Is it yucca that have the things that come up? Because I have like I think my goats eat them, but I don't know if they're yucca bushes. They have the long things that come out. I brought my REM pod. Actually, it's been quiet since that 16-hour rampage. It went on a rampage for 16 hours till it died. and then it hasn't gone back on since I changed the battery. But I wasn't home, so. It has to be still in order to work though. Like I can't like walk with it or anything, but I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it for the hell of it. Put it on like my dashboard or something later. This is a little bit further than I went yesterday though. Well, not to my goats. They eat on them, or I think that's what they are. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. But I have like they're rolled around my yard because they tore them out of the ground or whatever. And last night my dog was messing with one. I'm like, what are you doing? So yeah, my goats have kind of they have really cleaned up my yard in terms of weeds. Everything else is a mess, but except for like the sage brushes and stuff, they can't eat those. Oh yeah, those things hurt, and the freaking like mesquite trees. They have these long ass lawn. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm going in the mountains, but they stick on your. They look like claws and they stick on your feet and stuff. I have those in my yard. Someone was like, "Oh, I've never seen these." I'm like, I have like 50 of them in my yard. Come get them. No, not stinging nettle. They do, I think, pretty much grow. I think they grow flower. They grow some kind of flowers at certain times of the year, but I don't know. My goats have destroyed a few of them, so I don't know if I'm going to have as many yucca bushes this year. Yeah, no, I don't know anything. I haven't seen any stinging nettle out here, but like the cactuses and like yucca bushes and like the weird cactus, like where I live, we don't have a whole lot of them. It's mostly brush and trees and things like that. Or like we get a lot of mesquite trees. I was kind of worried about my goats eating the mesquite trees because I heard that like if they eat too much, they can get sick. But they've cleaned them off and they're fine. Yeah, I'm probably gonna freaking get stuck again. Am I stuck again, Tracy? You guys, yesterday I told the whole coyote story to nobody. I'm a Libra moon. Yeah, I told you guys I probably will. I'm going into the mountains. That's why. So now I'm gone. Am I gone now for real? Am I still here? Am I still here? Okay. Because, like I said, I was gone yesterday. I didn't know it. I could still. Oh, it was just. Oh, I'm afraid if I start telling it, I'm gonna get cut off in the middle of it. Again. Just me and Justice just got surrounded by coyotes, and he wanted to go play with them, you know. And then they started howling when I got to my car, like we were food, or maybe it was a sign. I don't know. Justice thought they were other dogs, I think. Yeah, I know. I was. I didn't know. I like, and I said, and you know what's funny is I said something I shouldn't have said, and it got cut off at that time, so you guys didn't hear it. And I told Tracy, I said, I think Spirit didn't want me to say what I said, and so they cut me off, and then I proceeded to tell the whole story while I was frozen. And I'm biting my tongue to not say it again. Don't say it, right, Tracy? Don't say it. Definitely, I got cut off. And then I can get it back on. Yeah, I'm going to have to get off here soon so I can put my map on, because I don't know what the hell. I don't know how to get there. Oh, it's okay. Being a bride is overrated anyways. I mean, that's why I tell people, like, this is why I'm single, because literally Spirit will play with God for 16 hours. I don't think any man can handle that, along with the dogs barking and being crazy. So, it's so overrated. I ain't even worried about it. I don't need anybody wanting to come into my space anyways. I can do whatever the hell I want. I can eat what I want. I can, I don't have people telling me what to do. I have so much Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius stellium, and people try to tell me what to do. Please don't tell me what to do. That includes how I work, my gifts. It's the biggest pet peeve I freaking have. People always be trying to tell me what to do. I don't know why it's like that, but they do. It drives me crazy. Yeah, but like I said, I don't know. Things have kind of shifted in the way that I work now. It's more like detangling, decoding, more like claircognizance with some visions strapped in. Just kind of like more investigative, I guess, which is kind of what I need to do, is investigative. So it's interesting how it's kind of shifted. I obviously still do mediumship, but it's just in a different way, and I'm receiving information in a different way, and I think it's less draining that way. Because when you do mediumship, you're raising your vibration, and they're kind of using your energy to come in, and so it can get draining when you're doing readings back to back. But I went through like a whole kind of like another awakening, situation from the last 3 months, and so now that my astrology is shifting, things are changing with my gifts as well, which we evolve and grow and change in a different way, and we're all supposed to work the way we're supposed to work. You can't tell everybody how to work. You can't tell people how to work. They know pretty much how they work. I've been doing this for 13 years, and I'm always evolving in a new way. So the way that I'm working is, it gives me multiple confirmation and kind of gives me just, more. I don't know. It's different. It's different. Yeah, I think it's growth. I think it's going forward. People want me to stay stagnant in the doing live channelings, but like I said, it's hard for me to do that because I mind read and people can't be quiet, and I second guess very easily. So it's a lot easier for me. I didn't bring my scratcher today. It's a lot easier for me to deal with it myself, so I don't have anybody taking me in different directions, because people will take me in different directions all the time, whether it have to be with the case or the area, whatever, and I can't have that type of interference. So plus I ended up, like, as you guys know, I had to get restraining orders, so that was a clusterfuck, and that sucked. And so it can be kind of a mess. I know people like seeing that, but if you guys see the way that I'm doing it now, I'm like, even though it's like deep dives, it's more it's clearer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to untangle things and figure them out, and then tell you guys what I get. And to me, I think that's better than just giving a bunch of symbols and stuff and trying to figure it out while we're live. So I don't know. I need the quiet space away from everybody so I don't get led in multiple places. And yeah, that's the thing too, is I auto wrote before I ever did any, because somebody was like, well, I don't, I like better when you live channel instead of reading, but I auto wrote for many years reading before I ever tried that. That was like for 1 or 2 years that I did, live readings, but I auto wrote for many years before that and read it. So yeah, and like, I keep getting these epitomes, like lightning strikes, like, oh my gosh, I get it. and I never used to do that before. So yeah, it's I like it's more in depth, and like I said, I kind of go where spirit leads me. So I made my own cards, and they're heavily accurate. They give me more information, and like I said, live readings, as much as people miss them, I know, but you got to think that sitters, they don't try to misdirect you, but sometimes they can if they have the wrong information or they have their own thoughts. I remember during Idaho 4, I continued to see Jack even though I knew he wasn't involved, and I think that had something to do with, for one, everybody in the chat thinking that, and for two, my sitter thinking that and being really strong towards that. So I have heavy air. I mind read very easily. So it's not easy for me because I get very confused. And there's more likely interconnects that way, which makes things a little confusing. So it's been quite a difference of bringing everything in, but I think when you bring in like your gifts plus astrology plus cards plus, you know what I mean? I think it does give you a broader picture, and it's more validating because it's not like I'm just willy-nilly over here. I'm second guessing everything, and double checking everything so that I'm putting out the wrong information or the right information. Damn it. So I'm not putting out the wrong information, so I'm putting out the right information, which is very important in this work. I'm not always going to be right, obviously, but I need to be accurate, period. And the biggest problem I have is location. But things are shifting as the way that I feel on a map, or I feel in an area that's shifting and getting better, but it's still been a long time working through that because I'm not great. I get pulled in all different directions, and it's just hard to understand where I'm picking up, if that makes sense. So it's very hard to get areas, and I can get close. I a lot of times can't get exact, and I don't even know it's the area until they're found, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, that's why I was pulled there 500 times. So I'm trying to also learn that without people taking me in another direction as far as being pulled, to the correct area. So yeah, I can feel you guys when you take pain medicine, or, if you're having your own issues, I can pick it up. I tend to do that, like, people having, breathing issues or whatever it may be. So, yep, I can get contact high from you guys. So it can interfere. And that's what I keep trying to tell people. And that can get confusing for me. Am I feeling this from you guys, or am I feeling this from spirit? Just like Ethan's. Look at Ethan's case and how everybody in the chat had their own opinions by that point, and that's all I picked up. Like, he literally left because he was so frustrated at the fact that they were louder than he was, and I just can't have that. It's not something I can have. Not to mention is that you don't know who you can trust these days, obviously. It's literally my chart to be betrayed a lot, so that seems to happen for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. I feel like I'm a good person to people. I don't understand it. I don't know if I show them their shadow and they decide, let's become obsessed and try to ruin our life. I don't know. So, I learned a lot with the live channeling. It was something I needed to do, though. It's part of the process, right? To grow. So I had to do that to learn that I could do it for, regular mediumship or whatever, because I had never been comfortable doing that. I had always been auto writing and chat and stuff, which I still feel the most comfortable with. But it shows me that I can do that. So it's like a process. We're always learning about and growing. We have to try different things to see what works best for us. And it's what works best for us, not what works best for you guys, in my opinion, like, I'm not doing this. I hate to say it for you guys. I love your support and everything, but it's not for you. It's for the victims. It's for Spirit. And I just put it out there so you guys know what's going on, so their voice is heard. But it's about what works for me to get the best information that I can, if that makes sense. It's not really what people want. It can be. I have it literally in my chart to where, like, I show people their shadow, and then, yeah, that's what happens. It sucks. It's like part of a gift to show people their shadow, but yeah, that's, you would think, but it's not cool. So, but I'm gonna have to get off because I don't know where the hell I'm going. But if I'm alive, if I'm not too tired tonight, I'll come on and talk to you guys or whatever. But you know, otherwise, I'll keep you guys updated. But I don't know where to get off at, so I'm gonna have to put it in my map right now. Yeah, it's been good to hang out with you guys. I don't think we've done this in a while. My lives have been very small, and my channel has been stuck. So it's good to see you guys again and see a little bit of movement. I hope so. I just at least want to go see it. I don't, like I said, I don't expect to find anything or whatever. I just need to see it. Like, people think that, oh, you're a psychic, you just go straight to the body. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all, at least not for me. I think in some cases it's different, right? I think it depends on the case. So there's some Pisces in this. But yeah, I'm going to have to get off here. And yep, it's the part of discerning. If I could talk correctly, things would be better. So, all right. I'll see you guys soon. I don't think my exit is for a bit, but I just want to make sure. I'll keep you guys updated.